Hey everybody, welcome to Reality Buzz TV. So we just had episode 2 of Mnakwethu, you guys, season 4 of Mnakwethu. And listen, the women this season, they are my kind of women because they are standing up for themselves. They are speaking out and speaking up. Okay, but whatever the men are going to do, the men are going to do because we know, guys, we've already discussed ukuthi labantu bashoda ngescrew, so at the end of the day bazokwenza into abayithandayo. But the women this season are telling you how they feel. I love that. Okay, but before we begin with the review, you guys, listen, I have to make this statement. Okay, as the secretary of the Association of the MaMdletshe in the National South African Association of the whole world of the MaMdletshe people. Okay, I know you guys don't know the association, it exists. Okay, so as the secretary, I have been sent by the nation to say, listen, we suspect ukuthi lo sisi lona was trying to be number 2 in the situation. We don't recognize it. Okay, we did the DNA. We looked at her, we were like, no. It's either wazalelwe ekhaya, this is her mother's surname, noma we need to call Tatako because there's something we don't see. I don't think MaMdletshe was. I think maybe she was wanting to say MaMdletshe angazi MaMdletshe. I think udidekile that one we don't recognize her. Okay, we looked through our records of the MaMdletshe people and we did not find her. Okay, and the action speaks for itself because we don't do such. We don't go to other women's homes and disturb their peace. We don't do that. Okay, we don't have children with married men. So guys, again, for the purpose of this review, I'm just going to call her MaMdletshe. I'm just going to give her the privilege of calling her MaMdletshe. But hi, guys, I spoke to, our CEO, and the CEO was like, the DNA is negative. It's 99.999% negative. Okay, again, we don't do such MaMdletshe. So guys, stop WhatsApping me. Kumnakwethu, there is a MaMdletshe person wanting to be As the secretary of the MaMdletshe Nation of South Africa, I would know if MaMdletshe. Before she goes there, she would have contacted me to say, can I go up? Like, no, sis. Look at our rule book. We don't do such. MaMdletshe. So the fact that she was there and we don't even know that she was there, it's obvious. Good guys, so don't WhatsApp me, don't DM me. It's not, we don't recognize her. The DNA is negative. Okay. Until we find her real surname, we are just going to call her MaMdletshe. Okay. Now, you guys, here is the review of the show that is all about disturbing a woman's peace. That is all about making women cry. The more hurt you are, the more you cry, the more tears come out of your eyes, the more they are happy. Okay? Every time Umseleko sees a woman cry, he smiles because that is his goal when it comes to this show. Okay? So let me tell you what happened. How on this episode of Mnakwethu, how did they make a woman cry? Okay, this is what this show is about. So if you don't want to hear stories about how women are being made to cry, maybe this is not a review for you. Okay, so nakuya uLungisani Msweli uyafika uthi yena ufuna wife number 2. Okay, did he say he was 29? I was like, he must have gotten married early because they say they've been married since 2016, 7 years together, 3 years married. Okay, I'm like, how are you married in 2016 but you are only married for 2024 now? 2016, 3 years married, 7 years together, but you've been married since 2016. I'm like, something is not adding up. It might mean that walobola waqeda benza whatever ngo 2016 and then maybe recently they did umshado omhlophe. That's why he is saying they are married 3 years, but it was not adding up. I was like, if you can't even give me the correct number of years that you have been married, you can't be looking for a second wife because now you are going to have to remember 2 anniversaries. And if you can't remember 1 anniversary, really, honestly, can we even consider you as somebody that can take a second wife? But anyway, you guys, Mseleko will consider ipara elisemgaqweni lingcolile that is looking for iwunga. If ipara came to Bamseleko and say, Mselegu, can I have iwunga? Baba Mselegu ati, I don't have iwunga. And then Ipara is like, okay, can I have a second wife? Baba Mselegu will be like, get in the car. We are going to get you a second wife, because everybody qualifies to get a second wife according to Mselegu. Okay, so any uhlanya nje lwasendaweni can come and say, Baba Mselegu, can I have some food? Baba Mselegu, I don't have food. Can I take a second wife? Baba Mselegu will be like, let's go and get you a second wife, because that's what he's all about. Okay, so listen. They met, Ulungsani Msweli noZandile MaMkhwanazi, they met in high school, okay? He used to do the letter under the desk thing. Guys, I know there's young people here that are watching, my channel. Guys, we used to do the letters under the desk, okay? One day I'll do a video for you and explain so that you can understand this episode. But there was the writing of the letters, the writing of the notes, okay? Kiss to kiss, love to love, okay? Kiss to kiss, love to love. There used to be that situation. I don't know, because these people are young. What are they doing with the letters? So finally, uZandile MaMkhwanazi gives him the number. Only if she knew, she would have held on to her number, because this guy did not deserve her number. Guys, the most amazing thing is that these men will actually say, I am very much happy in my marriage. There are no problems in my marriage. And I just felt like, you know what? It's not normal for us to be in this perfect marriage that has no problems. Okay, let me create a problem. Okay, that's basically what he says, because he says he was happy and his wife is saying we are happy. And he was like, that is not normal. In a marriage, you are supposed to be stressed. Okay, in a marriage, you are supposed to be disrespected. In a marriage, you are supposed to be hurt. Okay, let me find a way to hurt my wife. Okay, and he sat down and he thought about it, and it was like, oh, hey, it is. There is that girl who says MaMdletshe. Guys, I say she says MaMdletshe because there is no way to MaMdletshe le ntombazane le ngimbonile. Even ikhala lakhona, I'm like, we don't have such noses. We don't do such. We don't have a makhala kanje MaMdletshe. I'm like, look, this one, DNA. Please, guys, somebody call Nimrod. We need to do. That must come. So just to confirm for you. See, now we did a DNA. This DNA, we were like, this one, so, but Nimrod can come and do the DNA, layer paper, and call. Anyway, so because again, he wanted problems in his marriage, he meets MaMdletshe, and he's like, listen, can we just, makwapeni roll on, okay? And she's like, okay. After some time, he tells her, listen, I do have a wife, uZandile MaMkhwanazi. Beautiful women. Guys, listen. Okay, if I have men here, I know other people are going to take this the wrong way. If I have men here that are watching my channel and you're thinking of asking your wife for a second wife, okay, try and look at your wife. Okay, don't delala your wife when you bring the second. Yeah, but look at your wife and then be like, okay, my wife, if I bring a, don't look at your wife and then go bring. Yabona Leon, do you understand, Leon? Even that in itself is so look at your wife and then go and yabon. Isn't I fine, guys? Isn't I fine? If you have a wife, then you must, don't have a wife and then, hi guys, hey men. Even that, guys, we use telelanjen. So if you were going to find at least, guys, make sure even now I'm enjoying looking at him like, yeah, and even me, if I was a man, I would be tempted. That kind of a situation. But don't be playing with your marriage. But you're like, hey, anyway, you guys, it's a meeting with Musa now. And Musa also, when he sees Lungsan, because Lungsan looks like my son. I was like, when I saw him, I was like, this is the good boy, okay? It's like boy wanting to take a second wife. How did they even allow him to take the first wife? Okay, listen, you guys, they are making sure this season that they don't explain the lobola situation, because in previous seasons, every time Selek would sit with them and say, okay, tell me, they'll be like, yeah, ngalobola, but kunenkomo zasala, So this season, they're making sure they're not getting into the, the technicalities of the marriage. You are married. Let's go, okay? They're not, whether ilobola wakokanga inkomo ezu-2, inkomo eyodwa, imbuzi ini, if uthi ushadile sikufunela unkosikazi wesibili, okay? Now, here's an interesting thing, you guys, when they're sitting down and talking, and he says, Ulungsani says, already, MaMdletshe, ngizombiza kanjani, MaMdletshe is already pregnant. Not pregnant, she already has a child, okay? But Mseleng is like, gets complicated by the day, okay? Already has a child. Okay, now here is the part that they always just be messy with, because Umselego is like, okay, what's the reason you want a wife? Okay, not that it matters with Umselego, because listen, even if you told Umselego to listen, I dreamt that I had 2 wives, so I think I need 2 wives, but Umselego would get you a second wife. If you woke up and said, listen, I was drinking my tea this morning and it didn't taste okay, and that made me feel like I need a second wife, Umselego would be like, okay, let's go get you a second wife. Okay, there's no reason that is not good enough for Umselego. Okay, so this man says, listen, they are staying at Dolopeni with unkosikazi wakhe. They hardly ever go home, and his mother is there by her home alone. Okay, and I'm like, okay, uma wakho wagana yedwa laphayana emzini wakhe, okay, wagana yedwa emzini wakhe, and was able to avoid his tembi emzini wakhe, because if you needed someone to take care of, you could have said to your father, okay, now I'm getting old, take a younger wife that can take care of me. Okay. Kind of a situation. She needs somebody to take care of her mama, and I'm like, hey, but no aunties, okay, you can just hire aunties, and Master Janya. Oh. No, he wants a wife. So basically he's saying, so he needs someone to take care of his mom, because this wife and they hardly ever go home. Okay, I'm a holiday and all of that. You guys, listen, if you can avoid spending time with the in-laws, do it. Okay, distance is like perfect for in-laws. Okay, see them when it's absolutely necessary to see them, so that you can have fun with them, because when you get too familiar with each other, problems start. Okay, so I was like, yeah, MaMkhwanazi doing the right thing. But so he is feeling like she doesn't go home enough, but he's not complaining about that. He's just saying, I want a second wife that is going to go and stay with my mom. Listen, is that a real reason he wants a second wife? No, you guys, absolutely not. Okay, all of these men usually have a side chick that they have been with for a long time, and they want to cheat in peace. Okay, that's the reason they want to take second wives. And some of them is because this person has been a side chick for long. They want to make them a permanent situation so that they can get another side chick. Because for somebody to be a side chick, a lot of the times they want something a little bit exciting, hidden, and all of that. So now they are too familiar with this person. They don't really want to break up with this person. So they're like, let me take you as a second wife so I can really look for the situation I'm really looking for, which is the exciting side chick. Okay, so that's usually what's happening. But they're going to find a reason. Okay, even my mom, you guys, need somebody to take care of her at home. So I can just say right now that I need a second husband to go take care of my mom. Okay. Kind of a situation. So listen, so there's already a child in the situation. They've been together for a very long time. Okay, with the side chick, but obviously the wife doesn't know. So when MaMdletshe finally comes, you guys, wearing umhelane, I'm like, she's going to take out or take off the lomhelane, because I didn't understand it, you guys. Begqoke isigqoko selanga nje, wasigqoke endlini futhi, but wasigqoke isigqoko selanga. Uyeza uMaMdletshe, good tooth and everything. Okay, she brought the best. Okay, mhelane, igolide, everything was present. So she comes in, and now they're talking about how they met. It was at the launch of his CD. And I'm like, where is the CD? Where's the music? We don't even know this person. Apparently, Ulungisani Msweli is supposed to be a musician, okay? Maskandi musician. So it's at his launch, okay? If you're thinking about launch, if you live in Durban, yababona laba bacula lapayana a workshop, it gave me those kinds of vibes, okay? Laba bacula lapayana a workshop, waizo lonja, and then we're sharing dome, okay? Babamseleko says she looks young. I'm like, Babamseleko, wow, kodwa unamanga. Sometimes that woman didn't look young at all, okay? So her name is Lungile Mdletshe, and says, good, at some point, he told her he was married. The baby is already 11 months old. I'm like, oh, mdala lo mntwana. Okay. And now Babamseleko asks, okay, are you going to be able to respect, Umamkhulu? She says yes. Okay, she's going to respect Umamkhulu. She's coming in peace and all of that. I'm like, Hama, we are in peace in your own household. Go and build your own home and live in peace there. Okay. Anyway, you guys. And at some point she makes a comment, she doesn't trust Ulungisani, he will be able to handle the situation. He's like, you know what, saying Tembu Mamkhulu. Maybe it's them who are going to, make the situation work. And I'm like, because not only are you doing this whole thing that is against our MaMdletshe rules, but also our Hlakanipanga and MaMdletshe Hlakanipile. MaMkhulu is not going to help you to work out this situation. She was saying she's hoping MaMkhulu is the one that will help to move the things. Okay, I'm like, that's not gonna happen. Obviously, if you you clearly haven't read the rules, and also you are not very intelligent because MaMkhulu is not gonna help you. Anyway, you guys, they get to go again now to meet the wife. The wife at the beginning, you guys, they showed us Uguti. She brought a friend, one of her best friends. Here is the thing, you guys. I'm like, when is this show being shot? Okay. And are they watching my videos? Because last week I said the whole purpose of them bringing a friend is for the friend to comfort So now it doesn't make sense for them when the husband is asking for a second wife, they take the friend out to watch the whole thing on a screen. But tonight they did not take the friend out. And I'm like, so when did they shoot this episode beginning of this week after they watched my review? But my review was only on Sunday. Anyway, you guys, coincident. But I like that they changed that because I was like, what is the point of having your friend there to support you if during the difficult time when you are getting the most, horrible news, she's not gonna be there. Anyway, this friend stayed. Okay, so when Umseleko is walking in with Ulungsani, the friend is there as well. And obviously, when they see Umseleko, they're like, okay. Here's the thing, you guys, that I thought about this episode is that initially I thought the friend is meant for support. Okay, she's being brought in to support a friend, but I thought no, actually these people don't care about a woman that much. They wouldn't do something. They wouldn't go out of their way to make sure that a woman is supported. So you know what they're doing. If your husband is saying, I'm gonna take you out, whatever, now people are going to be easily suspicious of that situation because that's what happened on Mnakwethu. But if they say, bring your friend because I have a surprise for you, in previous seasons we haven't had something like that. So it will be easy for people to still be misled into thinking it's something else when it's actually Mnakwethu. Even when you see the cameras, you're not gonna think Mnakwethu until you see Umusamseleko. You're just going to think maybe in really competition at Tile and you had to bring your friend. But then when you see Umseleko come in, you're like, oh, it's Mnakwethu. And I was like, I knew these people didn't care about a woman that much that they will go out of their way to make sure a woman brings a friend to a situation. So you guys, they come and they sit down, and it's before they bring the MaMdletshe, okay? So a man sit down and the MaMdletshe is like, okay, obviously because he can see what they know who he is. They're like, okay, so kunendaba. And then the woman is like, hey, I'm here, because she already can see what it's about. She's like, listen, I'm here. What does he want? What is he asking for? Okay, when she already knew what it was about. Ngifuna, I want, for those who are not Zulu or don't speak Zulu, ngifuna, I want, ukuthatha, to take, is Tim. I'm like, humble funa le good, ngifuna ukuthatha isithembu, okay? And now you guys, here's the thing. The wife says that she's never suspected or has never caught him in anything, okay? And sometimes they use that, even the number two will be using that to say, I mean, the wife didn't know he was cheating, so nothing is going to change. We're still going to be together. If for so long she was not suspicious something was going on, then it means we were doing things right. Even now, it's not going to affect her. I'm like, it's going to affect her because now she knows. Okay. It's like not knowing. They're basically saying not knowing is the same as knowing. I'm like, no, not knowing is very much different from knowing. Okay. So now, after he presents that, not in the way that Umseleko had advised him, because okay, and then he says, that much. Listen, you guys, no matter how much a man will try and say ukuthi ama reasons akhe are not selfish reasons. They're usually very selfish reasons, okay? Uyazi ukuthi awuye ekhaya and all of that. They would put it on a woman ukuthi just because you didn't do ukuthi that's the reason I want a second wife. Instead of just saying, listen, I'm a lustful man and I've gone and lusted on a woman and we ended up making a baby, and for some reason I don't want to break up with her because I actually am very selfish. Please let me continue with my relationship in peace, because that's what it is. So they've been trying to put it on you. Awuye ekhaya that much, and you know my mother needs somebody to take her off. So I felt like the solution is, I'm like, let's be honest. Like, listen, okay, I might allow somebody to take a second wife if they are just honest about it, okay? Just be honest about why you want a second wife. It's not because of your mother, because you can hire a maid to take care of your mom, okay? I'm sure there's an auntie somewhere that doesn't have a job, or isihlobo sakho that you can be like, please, that kind of a situation. In fact, even you yourself can go take care of your own mom, but the society is not ready for that conversation. I know for sure, okay? So this girl says to them, listen, to Ubaba Msele, she was directing this to Ubaba Msele and said, listen, ngizalwa esithenjini. You know, ngizalwa esithenjini, I know how his temple is like. And once a new person comes into the family, things change, because not only do you have a new person coming in, but the in-laws now, they're looking at this one, obengazwani now is going to get along with this one. Kuba nokuxoka ekugcineni, you guys, listen, it's tangible. There were still families that way, you know, omkhulu, and then umkhulu, and then the other one had his tembe, and then the other one, la kunesithembu khona bekuhlezi kuxatshana kukhulunywa kunjani nezingane ziyala there's no peace esithenjini. I don't care what you say, ayikho peace esithenjini. Does not exist, okay? So she's saying the same thing, okay? Isithembu ayikho peace kusona. And once you have a person coming in, izinto ziyashintsha. So you can't tell me that things will remain the same, okay? She started crying, you guys. She said, listen, since 2016 I've been with you, and now all of a sudden so that is not going to happen. Okay? So listen, you guys, at some point Ubaba Msele was laughing. I'm like, what the hell are you laughing at? Okay, what is so funny about a woman crying? Because that woman was in tears the whole time when they were sitting, before he even brought in the MaMdletshe girl. And I'm like, Ubaba Msele, why is it that? Listen, you guys, Ubaba Msele needs to go for therapy, because we need to find out what is the hatred when it comes to women. Bamselego hates women. They will say, he has an underlying hate for a woman, and it's like it's almost like he enjoys seeing a woman hurt. You know, how do you laugh when a woman is sitting in front of you crying because of this news that you've just brought to her? I was like, this one hates women. Okay? Guys, Bamselego would be first. You know, we will be making fire with him. On the day that we burn them, everywhere, where we will be burning the rest of them. Okay, so now you guys, it gets to a point where they're bringing now MaMdletshe. Obviously, the woman is saying, listen, akukho sithembu wasithatha lana, okay? So he decided, because it's time to bring MaMdletshe. When he brings MaMdletshe, the woman is like, you know, MaMkhwanazi is like, as long as she doesn't sit next to me, because I can imagine she was going to, you know, guys, but these women are not strategic, because now I will be like, no problem. I know people will say, don't fight a woman, you know, but sometimes you need somebody to get your anger out of, okay? And you're not really going to go for your husband, because you know it's going to be the whole GBV what situation. So not that you are saying a woman was wrong, but you know, when you are that angry, you do need a place. No, since you don't have a punching bag that you can punch at that point, I would just say no problem. But in fact, here I'll be like, no, I'm shame, because I want us to get to know each other, and the sooner we do that, the better, because you know, if she's going to take take care of my mother-in-law that I love very much, because I really care about my mother-in-law. I just want to see her next to me. I also just want to see if she smells good. Does she bath? Akanuki kwapa so mbekela eduze kwami. Yabona leyo nto leyo. And then after that, you guys, you will never see Mnakwethu again, because the damage that I will do that day would be enough for them to say, listen, this show is not good. Okay, some people will be in prison. There will be people in hospitals. There will be cameras they'll be calling insurance to replace cameras, because the damage that I will do that day. Okay, after I am calm and I'm like, no, Mnakwethu, I don't have a problem. I've been waiting for you, Baba, to take a second wife. Oh, finally, Nkosi yami MaMdletshe. And then impama nje yongena, you know. That kind of a situation. Let's women are not strategic. She was like, don't put her here. I'll be like, Mdletshe. Finish the business of taking the second wife. Mthathe manje. Mthathe manje esenama lokuza. Mthathe manje esenama blue eye. Mthathe phela sibone. Okay. So now the woman comes and sits down, guys. She's trying to be humble and everything. I'm like, fake humble, this one. Fake humble, okay? Just like she is fake MaMdletshe. She is a fake MaMdletshe, that one. So you guys, she comes and sit down, and then so you chose this one. And even after you find out that he has a family, you still wanted him. Couldn't you find your own? She's like, here's this situation. You've already blizzard my peace right now. My peace has been blizzard, okay? She has tears in her eyes the whole time. You guys, I'll put the pictures behind here so that you can see, because she wasn't happy, you guys. And she expressed it through her emotions, okay? And she repeated the fact that ngizalelwe kusona isithembu, izinto ziyashintsha ekhaya uma ngabe sekufike umuntu omusha, and even the in-laws bayashintsha. So this is not something that I am willing to get in, okay? And you guys, and then I think the husband said, ukuthi no, ngizomakhela to solve, because umama akafuni ukuthi ayohlala ekhaya, because angithi he was supposed to go and live with the mother at home. Says ngizomakhela umuzi wakhe, guys. And also listen, when they were being asked ukuthi bahlala ekhaya, bahlala endaweni enjani, I think there was a mention of a 2-room. Okay, so like, guys, man, like if you have money to lobola another wife, and I have a 2-room house as the number one, why don't you just add take the money and add mhlambe noma go 4-room, because obviously you have money. Guys, there's nothing wrong with living in a 2-room house, because you can have a nice 2-room house and you're comfortable, and if that's what you can afford, that's okay. But if you are telling me you want to take another wife, then let me not be living in a 2-room house, okay? Because otherwise it doesn't make sense. This whole thing, you guys, when they are shooting it at the beginning, because they are where they live when they are introducing themselves, as a hosteler, guys. The guy lives a hosteler, guys, but wants to take a second wife. Is this show ever gonna make sense, ever? I guess it makes sense for people that just, I don't know, that don't use their brains. You want to take a second wife, a hostel, and then back home there is a 2-room. Okay, but you have money to take a second wife. I'll go and no more 6-room. I'll go and no more 6-room. Then again, we can talk about it. Okay, ngicela no more 4-room, and then we can talk about it. I don't understand it. Okay, anyway, you guys. And so he makes a suggestion that he will build a house at a different location, because he also understands that his mom really loves MaMkhwanazi, and she's also always going on about MaMkhwanazi, how nobody should disturb MaMkhwanazi's peace. But mother-in-law, sometimes they will say something like that, but Masikufika should be like, hey, when I'm she doesn't even come and take care of me. Mother-in-law, mother-in-law. So, but so you never know, okay? And guys, at the end, she was like, listen, your request is not granted, and isithembu soze siphumelele. But because they have a child, she's like, you can bring the child, because even that was very shocking to her, that they already have a child, because the Ulungsani said awuye ekhaya as the reason angithi he said ukuthi ngifuna ukuthatha isithembu awuye ekhaya ngama-holiday, you don't go home enough. So Baba Mseleku sort of corrects him and say, but what is the reason you want isithembu? And then he is like, I already have a child with the person that is supposed to be number 2. And he did say, you guys, that even with MaMkhwanazi, when she fell pregnant, then she married him. So for him, it's like, once you fall pregnant, he wants to marry you. Okay. There was the reason, another reason. Okay. So now the wife is like, listen, okay, even though I'm shocked because I didn't know but so you can but obviously you when angifuna ukubona anywhere near my husband, but I guess you can bring your sister can bring the child ekhaya just so izokwenzelwa amasiko, because Ubaba was mentioning that what if ingane has to come and enzela amasiko and all of that. She's like, but they can bring a child, but not her. She can send her sister with ingane izokwenzela leyo nto ezokwenzelwa because ingane ayicala, but not her. She says ulona MaMdletshe, but my sisters are married, and then she loves MaMkhwanazi. She's like, hey, ayike inkinga ke leyo ngoba okusalayo wena angeke kube uwe oletha ingane. Let me tell you this, you guys. You will find that this woman has already been back at home. You will find that even the mother-in-law already knows about this woman, because one thing about the in-laws, you guys, is that we always say that men are dogs, but the in-laws are pit bulls, honey. They are pit bulls. So you find that this woman already knows because she has been a kai. Okay, this one is going to share a hostel and go home. Okay. Anyway, you guys, so again, there was that issue because because Mina, I don't expect to see you there, but it's up to you. I'm saying the child can come, but your sister can bring the child. Okay. Anyway, you guys, at some point, Ubaba Mseleku decides to leave because the purpose, the goal of Ubaba Mseleku is to come and disturb a woman's peace. A purpose of Ubaba Mseleku is to come and make a woman cry. The purpose of Ubaba Mseleku is to come and just rava the heart of a woman. Once he sees that he's done that, he stands up and walks out and leaves you in a mess that he has created, because there is a purpose of the show is to create a mess in a woman's life, because one thing about this show, they don't care about a woman. Okay, so he stands up and does what he does best, which is leave everybody in a mess. Okay, now they're trying to talk about it. Now she's irritated because the woman is sitting right in front of her. Okay, and she can't really fight her because there's cameras around here. Okay. Because the other thing is that she's not me, because I will not be caring about the cameras. Okay, so she can't really fight a woman, and she can't really fight her husband too. So she's like sitting there. At some point, you guys, because this guy keeps explaining, no, nothing is gonna change. I want to. She's like, she gets to a point where she's like, you know what, just do whatever you want. Okay, but in the diary session, she's like, you know what, I wanted to get him out of the way, because obviously right now she's hurt and frustrated and all of that. She said that because she wanted him gone. Guys, I did tell you that this woman again, you know what she says when she hears this woman say, okay, do what you want? She says, oh my God, like, that thing gave me a temper. I'm like, hi, but that's not what this woman is saying. This woman is saying, get out of my face, in a most respectful way, just do what you want, because at this moment I'm frustrated. Just stop talking about this situation. But this one, because she says, oh shame, because it means I'm like, that's not what it means. And now it confirms it, because if you would know what this woman means is, get the hell out of my face before I lose it. Okay, that's what it means. Okay, guys, musana ukuhamba kuma-show nithi nabakaMdletshe nibe ningebona, noma sebenzisa isibongo sakomalume wakho kokungcono. Hey, yazi isibongo sakaMdletshe akusona sohamba nifuna amadoda abantu ngaso. Isibongo sakaMdletshe akusona sohamba nifuna amadoda abantu ngaso. So please, guys, if you are coming on this show and your mother had told you to wakaMdletshe, use your mother's surname, because so now we will look for you in the books zakaMdletshe singakuthola. And you will find out here on the review. Okay. Anyway, you guys, there was an episode for today. I do love the fact that women this season are standing up for themselves. They are saying no. However, you guys, all of them are with tutors. Okay. So at the end of the day, if they continue with these relationships, they are still being cheated on. But it is their choice nonetheless. They know the truth now. They can just live the truth. Okay. But all of them are saying, absolutely the hell not. Anyway, you guys, that was the episode for today. Please tell me what you think about this in the comment section. And please, you guys, niyangitshela ukuthi usisi wakho wakamdletshe akuyena usisi wethu, ngizonikombisa amabhuku akamdletshe engimubheke kona ngamthola ukuthi akekho. Okay. Anyway, like the video before, Pumegona, share it with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers. Ngidithanda.